Please be reminded of a few things to take note of during this event. Firstly, please be muted at all times throughout the course of this event. Next, feel free to join us with your camera if you are able to. You may refer to the booklet sent to you through email for more details on our event and Taylor's AKPK Club in general. We'll also share the booklet for you now to download right in the chat. And now, we will begin. Good morning to our guest of honor, Encik Azadin Ngatasir, Chief Executive Officer of Agency Counseling dan Pengurusan Kredit, our special guest, Mr. Jana Ronson Nagaraja, Director of Student Development, Center for Future Learning of Taylor's University, and Professor Dr. Kong Kok Wei, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Business and Law for Taylor's University. Associate professors, senior lecturers, esteemed club advisors, student leaders, and respected guests. My name is Jonathan Jeremiah, and I will be your MC for today. It is my pleasure to welcome you here this morning to the Taylor's AKPK recognition ceremony. Thank you for gracing us with your presence on this beautiful morning to celebrate the founding committee of Taylor's AKPK Club and the success of the club. This ceremony is aimed at acknowledging the dedication and unwavering efforts of the club's founding committee in building up the club to where it is today. It is also to celebrate the success of the club and all its programs while creating awareness about its future activities. Not just that, this event also provides a platform for student-led clubs and societies across various universities in Malaysia to come together to share their initiatives and network with fellow student leaders, professors, and professionals in the industry, which would be later during the networking session. So stay tuned for that. Without further ado, let us begin our event for today. Firstly, it is my pleasure to invite our special guest, Mr. Jana Ronson Nagaraja, to deliver his speech. But before that, a little bit about him. Jana Ronson Nagaraja is the current Director of Student Development for the Center for Future Learning at Taylor's University, where he presently leads a team of passionate and dedicated staff in providing platforms and opportunities designed to enhance students' life skills and emotional well-being holistically through curriculum and co-curriculum. He is the pioneering team leader of the Life Skills Program, which takes all first-year undergraduates through a transformative experiential learning journey, focusing on self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and the relationship management. This initiative was recognized at the national level, winning the Malaysian Education Minister's Special Award for Curriculum Design and Innovative Delivery under the category of Immersive Face-to-Face Learning in 2018. In 2021, he was responsible for pioneering the first-year learning and mentoring, also known as FLAME, to assist newly enrolled first-year students to settle into university and college life and study. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome him with a big round of virtual applause. Mr. Jana Ronson, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jonathan, for your amazing and kind introduction. When you mention special guests, I would like to say that you only have special guests when all of your audience are special. So all of you this morning, you are special. A very good morning to all of our honorable and esteemed guests from AKPK, my fellow Taylorians from the faculty, student council members, students, and also clubs and society leaders. And also a special welcome to all of our guests from other esteemed universities. I hope everyone is keeping safe and well during this extraordinary time. Have it not because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we would have gladly welcomed and host all of you in our beautiful Lakeside campus. Nevertheless, I'm optimistic that we will be able to do so next year for next year's recognition ceremony. So you can start RSVP now with our AKPK club. Let me share with you briefly how I first came to know about AKPK since last year. So I remember early last year, our Deputy Vice Chancellor and Chief Academic Officer, Professor Dr. Pradip Nair, mooted the idea that financial literacy and financial awareness should be integrated into our curriculum. He shared this idea together with Professor Dr. Kong as well, who is our Executive Dean from Faculty of Business and Law. And since receiving his inspiration and idea, what I've done is that I wrote to people like Desmond and Puan Nimala asking whether me and my team can come and have a visit in AKPK's office. So it was back then in February 2020, the pre-MCO time, where we managed to visit AKPK, and we were hosted graciously by both Mr. Desmond and Puan Nimala. And I had the opportunity to also meet Encik Azadin as well for a short conversation. And I must say that it was really, really a memorable time because AKPK have enlarged my understanding about the importance of financial literacy and prudent financial management. In fact, it was also during that visit, for the first time in my life, I managed to get my credit report, because in that office you have that facility to facilitate people using that. So because of that exposure and that awareness, I returned to my campus having that burning passion to say that, wow, financial literacy is such important life skills that if we were to expose our students earlier, imagine the difference it will make in their life. And I must say that throughout this 1 year, AKPK has been very supportive, very encouraging to all of our initiative. So some of you might be asking, why Taylor's is serious in pursuing this initiative to help our students to be more prudent in their financial management and increase their financial literacy rate. In Taylor's, we believe that these are important life skills that students should have. In fact, Bank Negara, through their surveys, have consistently shown that Malaysians, we have low financial literacy rate. So as an education institution, we should do our part to consistently equip our students in this area. In fact, there is always a correlation between one's financial well-being and emotional well-being. One of the stress factor that people are often facing is poor financial management or the lack of financial skills to be able to mitigate financial emergency. So just imagine if all first-year students were to be introduced to this skill, because we know that when students transition into higher education, some of them for the very, very first time, they may be receiving very large allowances to cope with daily necessities. In fact, these days, there are students who also work part-time to sustain their needs. And there are students who also have pioneered various businesses as well. With that, the monthly cash flow into their pocket is always there monthly. And imagine if they were to be financial savvy, if they were to learn investment, if they were to know how to save up even for their future, and they don't even have to save up for their retirement when they work, but imagine if they were to save up now. So I always feel that, if this knowledge were passed down to me when I was younger, I'm still young, by the way, I wouldn't have probably made few financial mistakes in my life, and to be able to live with that regret. So with this, I'm very pleased to share with all of us this morning that out of the fruit of collaboration with AKPK, we have decided to integrate the financial literacy component to our life skills module, whereby it is a core module taken by all first-year students in Taylor's. So in their independent learning week, our students will log into the amazing AKPK learning portal to learn more about financial management skills such as personal cash flow, knowing how to save, tips for saving, how to spend prudently and such. And up to today, we have more than 2,000 students who have completed this learning online, and we couldn't have done this without the amazing support and help from AKPK. So thank you so much for making a difference in our students' life. And out of this initiative, we have also seen a group of dedicated and passionate students who have decided to rose up to the occasion and establish the very first AKPK club, I believe, in Malaysia, and also definitely in Taylor's. And this group of students is led by the pioneering leader, Ashwina. So the club was established on 1st August 2020, and we are very happy and proud of them because the membership base have grown to 145 active members. In fact, when your club first started, Ashwina, I actually like your Facebook page, so I've been following you guys as well. So some of the couple of key events that the AKPK Club in Taylors have organized, as you have seen in the welcome video earlier, Money Talks, which is to me is a very important initiative because consistently what the students are trying to do is also to expose the community in Taylors to practitioners and experts outside of Taylors from the industry to widen the perspective of our students. I love the creativity in naming the financial information podcast series Making Sense. So there's a play of words here. The sense is not SENSE, it's CENTS. So that speaks about the amazing creativity that this team have. So to all of the pioneering leaders, Ashwina and team, a big congratulations and well done in birding a club during a pandemic, during MCO. Who would have known that this is possible when most students are outside of campus doing online learning? But yet all of you decided to took the courage, rose up to the occasion, step up to pioneer a club during this time. So I would like to congratulate all of you for exhibiting a form of grit, resilience, tenacity, perseverance, because I know it's not easy being able to coordinate things online, manage things online, because even at work, I need to manage project online as well. Now, as a working adult, if I face the challenge, what more when I imagine students having to do online learning, online exam, and yet manage their co-curricular activities. So definitely this experience to me, I believe, will prepare you for your future employment. And by the time you graduate, I really believe that you will be highly employable, or even if you decide to start your own business, I believe with the excellent spirit that you have, you will be very, very successful. So keep it up. Now, to the incoming leaders, Limni and team. So every year there will be a transition of a new leaders. My best wishes to all of you. And as the baton of legacy is now being passed to you, my encouragement is that you will take this club further, continue to be the ambassador in our campus to increase financial literacy among the community. To Ms. Tasha as well from our student engagement and leadership team, who is also AKPK advisor. Thank you so much for your contribution to this club. And in Taylors, we are very supportive of all of our clubs and society. Each club and society have a dedicated advisor. So we look forward as we transition and normalize into our campus very soon to see more activities on campus. And I really believe that the outreach of the clubs will probably be double or quadruple in this coming year based on the infrastructure and support that we have. Last but not least, on behalf of Taylors, my sincere appreciation to our wonderful friends from AKPK. Thank you so much for being with us right from the start. All of you have been very, very consistent in supporting us with your expertise and resources. And for this, we are very, very grateful for all the seeds, the wonderful seeds that you have sown into the life of our students. With that, I would like to also thank everyone for attending this morning's ceremony and enjoy the rest of the ceremony. So Jonathan, back to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Janaronson. That was an amazing speech. I love how you said that we're all special guests here today. But you are indeed a very special guest to us today because you actually helped us bring AKPK to where it is today as well. So thank you so much for that. Next, we'll proceed with our next speech. It is my honor to call upon our guest of honor this morning, Inche Azadin Ngatasir, to deliver his speech. Let me tell you a little bit about our guest of honor for today. Inche Azadin Ngatasir is the Chief Executive Officer of Agency Counseling dan Pengurusan Kredit, a company wholly owned by Bank Negara Malaysia. Since taking the helm at AKPK in April 2014, he actively propagates AKPK services as ones that make a difference to people's lives. And he also cultivates a culture of mindfulness in the organization. He's passionate about AKPK providing holistic interventions in all of its services, particularly in promoting experiential learning, in its financial education initiatives, for sustained knowledge and positive behavioral changes. He firmly believes that the empowerment through knowledge is the best manner to engage and reach out to the public. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome him with a big round of virtual applause. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jonathan. Thank you for the introduction. Mr. John Aronson, Professor Dr. Kong, Ashwina, and incoming President Limni, and surely, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, thank you for having me and having AKPK here today for this auspicious event. Now that you mentioned, Mr. Ronson, that you came to AKPK, I remember your visit. That was good meeting you. You mentioned about the prudent financial management. This is a life skill, but a little that we realized, this life skill has actually transformed into survival skill, because during this pandemic currently, you can see a lot of happenings during the current pandemic, because it is not only a health crisis, but indeed it is actually an economic crisis as well. So which make managing your finances a very important ability to be agile, to adapt to new changes and so on, which is very key in our day-to-day. So to speak, that we are now terming it as a survival skill. Well, I like the opening video just now, the very great video by the AKPK Club. Congratulations, well done. It was a good video. Probably we would like to have it as well. And I congratulate Ashwina for the 145 members. Well done. Too bad seeing you today on your having to pass the baton to Limni, but I'm very sure Limni will do a great job otherwise. So I understand that this auspicious event today also provides a platform for students-led clubs from other universities as well. I think this is good because it will you will be able to share your initiatives, and this we can also develop our networking with fellow student leaders, professors and professionals in the industry. Today, I think, I believe there are also representatives from Sunway AKPK Club and UCSI AKPK Club as well, and from various other universities. I must congratulate, as mentioned by Mr. Jan Ronson just now, that AKPK, Dallas indeed is the first AKPK club that we have in Malaysia. Congratulations, you guys. You're very fast on that. You take up the challenge. And I must congratulate Dallas for taking that that step to making the what we call module compulsory to all first-year students. This is very important. I hope we can later enhance it to all the students across the university, especially those that is going to graduate, where they will be really meeting the challenges out there. So I think they need to be equipped with the relevant knowledge and also tools on financial management. Ladies and gentlemen, let me share a quote first. Let me start with a quote by a renowned actor, Leonardo DiCaprio. I think you know this actor. But what he says is that, if anyone says money is not important, then please bank it into my account. What a quote. I would like the same quote also. If you think money is not important, you can have my bank account. And there's a common saying that says, it does not matter actually how much you earn, but what is important is how much do you really able to save. That matters, So it's not about earning, it's basically about how wise you are in your spending, so that you'll be able to save and other than meeting your financial obligations and so on. So basically, we are talking about how important it is in managing money in our daily lives. The importance of money and savings has also been fortified by economic impact of the unprecedented COVID-19 prevailing now. Since last year, as I mentioned, it's not only a health crisis, but indeed it is actually an economic crisis as well. It has affect employees, employers, everyone. You talk about people resulting in job losses, unemployment, business shutdowns, and other unpleasant happenings. These have increased the level of stress among Malaysians, indeed. So I would like to share, based on the Ministry of Health Malaysia statistics, from 1st January to 21st May this year, 91% of more than 100 calls that they have been receiving through the MOH psychosocial support helpline and other various support center were from those seeking emotional support. You see, the 91% of more than 100,000 calls are basically seeking emotional support and counseling. Such elements are getting more frequent since the Movement Control Order MCO that was implemented last year, March 2020, as it is inevitable, of course, as a drastic measure to make sure that we can curb the spread of the COVID-19. Even at the AKPK, we also did a survey sometime last year, when we did a survey called Money and Mental Well-being. And we want to examine the financial stress of the mental well-being of the Malaysian working adults. So we did a survey which cut across all the main employment sectors. We talk about the government sectors, the public sectors, and we talk about the private sectors, and even we look into the self-employed. We even do some survey and give out questions to them. And what we realized was that, during the respondent mentioned that, about 35%, actually the stress level among the Malaysian working adults increased by 35% since the pandemic began in 2020. So the stress level is not only because of people losing their jobs and whatnot, and people not having able to live their normal life, that's what they are used to. So that has actually increased in terms of stress level. And we saw that 41% of them reported that financial stress, when you have this financial stress, it then definitely affected your mental stress as well. So your mental health will be affected. So the most vulnerable group was those with the least amount of savings. I mean, it's given. You are not prepared, you have less savings, you are not prepared for all in eventualities, then you'll get more stress during the pandemic. So this has proven, because there are a lot of studies that shows that we are not prepared in terms of emergency. Only 12% of the people can last if they lose their job for 3 months. They can last for 3 months, only 12%. And we talk about people who are able to survive 6 months, if in the event that they lose their job, it's a staggering 24% only. So it's worrying in terms of the preparedness. That's why more and more important we are today talking about our financial resilience. We talk about financial awareness, behavior, and also attitude towards financial well-being. So evidently, money management is at most importance, and such calls for good knowledge in financial management. So AKPK, as I mentioned, it's now 34% of distressed customers who seek our financial advisory and restructuring of their debts also admitted that the reason for this is because they lack financial knowledge. So when we started in 2006, we focused towards helping people that are financially distressed, and they have problems, so they come to us and we try to restructure their loans. We try to help them and see how best we can alleviate their issues and so on, so that they can live a normal life. So upon asking, we had counseling sessions and we asked them a lot of these questions. So apparently it seems that most of the cases, about 60% of the cases then was due to poor financial knowledge. So they spend without having budgets, without having some plans and so on. So as the saying goes, when you fail to plan, you are already planning to fail. So because of that, realizing that more and more people are not looking into the financial planning and whatnot, so we initiated our what do you call financial education efforts, enhance it a lot, and we do a lot of outreach effort to do this financial education. And as a result, I think currently, from the 60% that we used to have in 2010, something like that, now we are talking about 10 years from now, it has actually reduced to about only 34% now, which says that it's due to poor financial planning. Mainly so now is because of the high rising cost of living and so on. So ladies and gentlemen, how nice it would be if every student grow up, becoming financially smart youth. This was what Dallas AKPK Club, I think, the reason for why you set up, and also I think why it was having this module made compulsory to the first year students at the university. I think for this club, AKPK truly supports all these financial literacy activities. I saw in the video just now, there are quite a lot of, you have webinars, you have got talks, and a lot of programs and so on. And we fully support, and I think these programs are good, and it should be continued and enhanced more and more. So speaking of our, because these financial literacy activities are also being spearhead by what we call in our Malaysia National Strategy Agenda. So speaking of the Malaysian National Strategy Agenda for Financial Literacy, it was launched actually in 2019. The strategy was for 2019 to 2023. It was actually what we call launched by a platform group called FEN, or what we call Financial Education Network in short. FEN actually was established as an inter-agency platform comprising of institutions, agencies committed to improve and champion the financial literacy of levels in Malaysia. So this is a national-wide initiative. So we have this national strategy that was launched, as I mentioned, in 2019. FEN is currently spearheaded by Bank Negara Malaysia and Securities Commission Malaysia, and is supported by us, AKPK, and we have Ministry of Education Malaysia, Employees Provident Fund, Perpadanan Insurance Deposit Malaysia, or PIDM, and also Permodalan Nasional Berhad, or PNB, all those ASB, ASN thing that comes from PNB. So in order to achieve these goals, the strategic target and focus was to nurture the young community. By addressing the youth, FEN hopes to achieve the desired outcome of young Malaysians being able to understand and apply basic financial knowledge, skills, and values when making financial decisions. It's more towards making informed decisions, and so that you'll be empowered to be able to manage your finances and to be able to attain financial resilience at the end. So moving forward, AKPK is desirous to champion the financial literacy agenda among the youths via the establishment of clubs as in the institution of higher learning. Along with this, we are hoping that this initiative will also be able to promote our online portal. Mr. Jonah mentioned just now that Mr. Ronson mentioned about the AKPK portal. Yes, we have the AKPK online portal that we want it to make accessible to all students, and to make use of its free accesses. Actually, all our services to the public is free, free of charge. We only, mean as far as public, whether it is advisory, our debt management, and even our financial management, financial education is free of charge. So if you happen to hear in the market that people are charging, AKPK is charging you for doing these services, or they are saying that they are third parties or agents that are representing us, please be mindful that we do not have such thing as third party agents, or we are charging on our services to individuals. Yeah. So I hope this information will in turn help students to involvement in researchers and their products purposes as well. Currently, we have 3 AKPK clubs. I'm very happy with that. And I hope more universities will come forward to establish similar clubs and enjoy the similar benefits, and for the cause of making our youths, our future generation, our future leaders being in good pace in terms of financial well-being, so that they will be able to do their leadership better when you are able to manage your finances. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to share a little updates on the AKPK. I will not do justice to AKPK if I'm not saying this. We are an agency that was set up in 2006 by Bank Negara Malaysia, Basically, we offer three main services, that is financial education, financial advisory, and also debt management program for people to take control of their debts. For more than a decade now, actually this year, this year we celebrated our 15th anniversary. We have AKPK has been the household brand of financial management solutions for household. To date, AKPK has helped more than 1.2 million individuals through our financial advisory. And out of these 1.2 million, we have about 330,000 of them participating in our debt management program. And those that has participated in the debt management program, or DMP, I'm proud to say that there are about 34,000 that has graduated. If you say in universities, you graduate from the courses that you take. These people basically graduate in the sense that they finish off paying all their debts. They are free from debt, which, you talk about 34,000 settling debt amounting to more than 1.7 billion. That's a lot of debts. You just imagine when you are free from debts, the kind of peace of mind that you have, the happiness that you have when you are able to settle your debts. So on the preventive side, almost 7 million Malaysians have benefited from AKPK's various financial education interventions via the various financial modules, including specially tailored modules in line with our life progressions. So we have, according to the life cycle, we have modules for tertiary education, for those entering the workforce, starting and raising family, and also for retirement purposes. So beginning 2020, there's another milestone in the AKPK. We have been entrusted with an additional mandate by Bank Negara. So starting then, we are now serving the businesses sector as well. So we used to have only individuals. Now we are also serving the business sectors, especially the SMEs or small medium entrepreneurs, including the micro businesses. So with this, basically AKPK is now, we talk about AKPK for all, not only for households, but now we are also for companies, SMEs and so on. So before I end, I would like to once again thank the management of Talis University and also the outgoing committee team headed by Ashwina for all the hard work and support extended to my team, AKPK team. Let us also welcome the new committee team headed by Ms. Limni to continue the legacy. I believe you have a noble and challenging task ahead. In doing so, please give a thought on the following wise words as a motivating and driving factor.
We think that the overriding objective.
A guy by the name of Strive Masijiwa. It sounds Japanese, but actually this guy is a Zimbabwean. He said, one is not born with a capacity to make sound financial decisions. It comes from education, reading the right materials, and also training. By being promoted to top position in your organization, or even being elected to public office, does not suddenly endow you with financial literacy. If you did not acquire and develop it earlier in your life, you don't have it. So that's how important it is that during our student days we need to start learning about financial literacy, because once we go out in the employment market, we become leaders and so on. We must be able to manage our financial, because if we are not able to manage our financial, how will we be able to attain peace of mind and also good mental health in that sense. So I would like to end with an inspiring video with this on potential leaders, because you are all going to be potential leaders. But quoting again a quote by Harley Davidson has with reference, remember, when writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. Make sure you hold the pen and draw your own life story. So because we are indeed the masters of our own destiny. So please enjoy the video, and wishing you all the best for the event. And thank you very much. And thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.
Okay, class. Now, in this box, I have a picture of one of the world's greatest leaders from the last 100 years. Now, whoever can correctly guess who I've got in here, I'm going to give you a pass on the next homework assignment. Okay, I love this enthusiasm. You guys are great. Joe, who do you got?
Steve Jobs.
Okay, good. Cassie?
Mother Teresa.
Nice, okay. Nathaniel?
Definitely has to be Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Good guesses, okay. Now let me ask, what qualities make for a good leader? Katie?
Someone kind, respectful, that listens to what the people have to say.
Well done. Nathaniel?
Confident, intelligent, and has swag.
Okay, good. I like that. All right. I'm going to hand the box over to you. I want you to take a look inside and see who this great leader is, okay? So I'm going to hand it over to you, and then just pass it around. Let everybody get a look at it. So what do you see in there, Joe?
I see a mirror. I see myself.
Okay, good. Okay, so now what can we take from this? What can we learn from this? Katie?
That we're all leaders, that we can become the leaders of tomorrow if we tap into our full potential.
That's exactly right. Now there's only one person that can prevent you from being the best that you can be. That person is you. You're the only one who can revolutionize your life. You're the only one who can influence your happiness and your success. Your life doesn't change when your boss changes, when your career changes. Your life changes when you change, when you get beyond your limiting beliefs, when you realize that you're the only one who's responsible for your life. Allow yourself to be the best that you can be. The world needs great leaders, now more than ever. And I believe in you. It's time for you to believe in yourselves.
Thank you very much, Encik Azadin, for that insightful and truly inspiring speech earlier. It's really great to see that kind of video, to know that we're all leaders of tomorrow, and better yet, we're all filled in the room with leaders of tomorrow. Now, to further kickstart our event, I would like to once again call upon Encik Azadin and Mr. Jan Ronson, as well as Professor Dr. Kong Kok Wei, to officiate the Taylor's AKPK recognition ceremony. Esteemed guests, please enjoy this officiating gimmick put together by the organizing committee team. And that, ladies and gentlemen, officially opens our event for today. Thank you once again, Encik Azadin, Mr. Jan Ronson, and Professor Dr. Kong for officiating the event ceremony today. Now, to celebrate the success of Taylor's AKPK Club, which is why we're all gathered here today, let us start the festivities by calling upon the founding president of Taylor's AKPK Club, Ashwina Anamitra Sagar, on the stage. Ashwina is a final year accounting and finance student here at Taylor's University and an active committee member in several clubs and societies in the university. She's keen to promote financial literacy among her peers and is passionate about community service, among other things. Without further ado, let's welcome Ashwina to give her speech and take us down a trip memory lane. Ashwina, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jonathan. A very good morning I bid to our guest of honor, Encik Azadin Nahtase, Chief Executive Officer of Agency Counseling dan Pengurusan Kredit, Mr. Jana Ronson Nagaraja, Director of Student Development Center for Future Learning, Taylor's University, Professor Dr. Kong Kok Wei, Executive Dean, Faculty of Business and Law, Taylor's University, Associate Professors and Senior Lecturers, respected club advisors, fellow student leaders, dearest family, friends, and esteemed guests. First and foremost, I'd like to express my sincerest gratitude to everyone who is here with us today. Thank you very much for spending your Saturday morning to join in on our celebration of Taylor's AKPK Club. A big thank you to Encik Azadin and Mr. Jana Ronson for the kind words earlier. It's truly encouraging and means a lot to us. Wow, what a ride this whole term has been. More than a year ago, I applied for an EXCO BOD position at what was seemingly a new club affiliated with Agency Counselling dan Pengurusan Kredit. So although I applied for the role of vice president, I was entrusted with the prestigious position of president, that too as a founding president of a club. It was certainly a pleasant surprise. I knew that I had to live up to high expectations and there would be some challenges ahead, especially when the club had to be run 100% virtually. Nevertheless, I would say that being president of Taylor's AKPK Club was one of the best things that has happened to me in the past year. So despite not being able to attract many members like the other mainstream clubs and societies, I'm proud to say that we remained resilient and managed to get a substantial number of members by organizing a slew of interesting programs. Here's a fun fact. Exactly 1 year ago, we had our very first welcoming party for our very first members of the club. And I must say, some of my favorite memories in the club would be hosting and moderating a few of our financial sharing sessions and even just hanging out with my team during our pre-MCO meetups. The journey has been nothing short of amazing and everything has been a meaningful learning process. I learned so many things and I'm looking forward to applying all that I've learned in the near future. So from sharpening my leadership skills, increasing my agility to gaining a better understanding on topics like cryptocurrency, banking, and more, Taylor's AKPK had so much to offer and was pivotal in my self-development. It was also Taylor's AKPK that made me passionate about promoting financial literacy to my fellow youth. And I believe that my journey of promoting the importance of financial literacy does not end here. In fact, it is just the beginning. I'm forever grateful to AKPK for choosing Taylor's University as their institution of choice to establish their very first institutional-based student-led AKPK club. Thank you, Dr. Desmond, Ms. Nirmala, and Mr. Wong for your unwavering support, guidance, and involvement in helping the club grow. You were truly supportive mentors to my team and I. Thank you to Taylor's SEALS advisors, especially Ms. Navitra for entrusting me with this position and Ms. Pratyusha. To my parents, family, and friends, your support and constant encouragement helped me pull through some of the tough times, and I'll forever be grateful for it. Not forgetting to my amazing team, Jack, Limni, Shuni, Guan, Evelyn, Aisha, Denise, J. Prabha, and Harit. A very big thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving me your full support during my term as president. I'm thankful that we crossed paths and got to not just build the club up, but also build an everlasting bond to be lifelong friends. And also, I would like to take this opportunity to give everyone in the organizing committee a huge shout out for making this recognition ceremony a success. I take pride in seeing how far the club has come in 1 year. From just a founding committee of 10 members, our membership is now 145 members and counting. So before wrapping up my speech, I'd like to share with everyone here some milestones and achievements of Taylor's AKPK in what I'd like to call the year review. All right, so first and foremost, Taylor's AKPK, we organized 8 money talks with an average attendance rate of 50 people per session. So now money talks are actually our financial sharing sessions, which are organized and hosted by the club, where we invite esteemed speakers such as industry experts and senior lecturers to share their experiences and impart knowledge to attendees. So some of the topics that we have covered here are cryptocurrency, budgeting, investments, fresh graduate essentials, and more. We have even covered topics that the youth can relate very well to, such as relationship versus single sharing session, where we compared the finances of those in a relationship compared to those who are single. This was, I think, one of my favorite sessions as I got to be on the panel, as you guys can see here. Next, Taylor's AKPK Club also launched Making Sense podcast series, and so far we have released 3 episodes. So, Making Sense is Taylor's AKPK Club's official podcast series where we discuss relatable topics such as financial myths and spending during the lockdown. Thus far, we have released the 3 episodes, which, as you can see, are here and are now available for viewing up on our YouTube channel. Next, we also had a official partnership with Financial Literacy for Youths Malaysia, otherwise known as Fly Malaysia. So they're an established youth organization that shares similar goals to Taylor's AKPK Club, where they spread awareness on the importance of knowledge in finance and how it can empower youths. Next, we also had several collaboration opportunities where we collaborated with Malaysian Financial Planning Council, MFPC, and Taylor's University School of Accounting Finance and AKPK as well. So our club worked together with these 3 esteemed organizations to organize 2 webinars catered to a more professional audience and those in the industry. The first event was a joint effort between the club and Malaysian Financial Planning Council. It was called Investment, in which a distinguished panel of speakers, including Dr. Desmond Chong from AKPK, discussed and shared their thoughts on investment and financial planning. Now, the second event is a joint effort between the club, Taylor School of Accounting and Finance, and AKPK as well, titled ICNA for Better or for Worse, where we featured Dr. Desmond again from AKPK and Dr. Shafi Mohammed of Taylor's University, where they shared their views and thoughts on the ICNA EPF initiative. Next, we were also invited to be guest speakers in 2 external podcasts, one organized by Taylor's University Student Council and another a production of the Taylor's University digital marketing team. Now, Limni, the secretary for the previous term, and myself, we were invited to be guests on the 11th episode of Keeping Up with the Taylorians podcast titled Cha-Ching, which is a production of Taylor's University Student Council. And in this episode, we discussed key finance areas for students such as savings and even spending wisely. For the other podcast, Chan Yung Jack, the vice president for the previous term, and Jet Xiao Jieming, the current assistant director of events and logistics, were invited to be guests on Young Adulting, Never Too Late to Invest, which is a production of Taylor's University. And in this episode, they shared their investing insights and the importance of starting investing early. Last but not least, we organized several member-exclusive events to foster strong bonds between members and the board. And some of the events organized include our Christmas game night and movie night in collaboration with Taylor's Flick Society. And that wraps up the year review. But we're not stopping there. We're going to be launching an All Malaysia AKPK Club Alumni Association so that members graduating will still be able to join in and stay updated on all the happenings across Taylor's AKPK as well as other AKPK clubs. The new board has so many things planned for the new term, and I cannot wait for all of you to see it. To the incoming board, all the best. I'm looking forward to seeing you propel this club to greater heights. And lastly, to everyone who has supported us thus far, I want to thank you for helping the club become what it is today. This would not have been possible without you. Thank you all. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the ceremony. It's Ashwina signing off. Over to you, Jonathan.
Thank you so much, Ashwina. It's truly heartwarming and great to hear about your journey here in Taylor's AKPK and how far you've come and how it has helped you grow. Esteemed guests, now is the moment we've all been waiting for, the accreditation ceremony of the founding term of the Taylor's AKPK Club for the term 2020-2021. I would like to welcome once again our guest of honor, Inci Azadin, accompanied by our special guest, Mr. Jan Ronson, to present certificates of recognition to the founding committee. Great. Let us begin with Ashwina Anamitra Sagar, President of Taylor's AKPK Club. All right. We'll wait a few seconds for a screenshot to be taken. Next up, we have Chan Yung Jack, Vice President of Taylor's AKPK Club. Great, congratulations Ashwina and Jack. Next up, we have Limni, the secretary of Taylor's AKPK Club. Congratulations, Ni. Next on to Ong Shun Ni, treasurer of Taylor's AKPK Club. Right, congratulations, Shunni. Next up, we have Denise Chan Mei Singh, Director of Public Relations and Events. Remember to flash those big smile, guys. Big smile. All right, great. Congratulations, Denise. Next up, we have Aisha Ahmad Firdaus, the Assistant Director of Public Relations and Events. Big smile, guys, big smile. Congratulations, Aisha. Next up, we have Jay Prabha Veerapan, Director of Marketing and Promotions. Congratulations, Jay Prava. Next up, we have Muhammad Harid and Muhammad Rahim, Director of Marketing and Promotions for Taylor's AKPK Club. Congratulations, Harid. Next up, we have Ong Xian Guan, Director of Members Development. Congratulations, Jan Guan. Next up, we have Chong Yuen Yin, Director of Members Development. And that wraps up the certificate presentation for the term 2020-2021. Now, we'll be taking one more picture with everyone in this room. To all our guests present here, kindly turn on your cameras for a big group photo. All right, I see everybody turning on their cameras. We'll wait a little bit more. Is our photographer ready to take the picture?
Okay, ready. Hold on. Okay. Ready for the first page, yeah? Everyone smile. All right, to the second page. Okay, everyone smile. Keep your smiles. The third page. And the last page. All right.
Thank you so much to our photographer for today. And thank you everyone who has actually switched on their cameras for us today. Thank you, Encik Asadin, Mr. Jan Ronson, and all our esteemed guests for earlier just now. Ladies and gentlemen, now let us enjoy this short video prepared by the team sharing their experiences in the club. Enjoy, everybody.
experience as founding committee of Taylor's AKPK Club was most certainly eye-opening as we got to truly understand how to start up a club from its roots and manage and govern it to success despite facing unprecedented times. Overall, it was a memorable and wonderful experience for me.
My experience being a founding committee member of the club was amazing. Don't get me wrong, it was tough at first. Like, starting a club during the pandemic, not the best idea, but satisfaction we got from getting the club off the ground was amazing.
For me, being a founding committee is actually more challenging than running a normal club because we have to start from scratch. It requires more perseverance and a lot of patience. The things that I've gained from this experience is the importance of willingness to learn and also how important it is to be accountable.
My experience as the founding committee was amazing and awesome, and I also gained value like think big, start small. With this experience, I believe I can sail further in the future.
Taylor's AKPK is my first experience to have leadership positions, and my journey as the founding committee has been amazing thanks to the other ESCO and BODs who have taught me leadership, teamwork and commitments. I believe that this value will help me to be a good leader for the community in the future.
This is actually the first club I joined in uni, and having this opportunity was of course challenging, but in the same time an exciting experience for me. Other than the usual like leadership, commitment, efficiency, I think friendship, loyalty is something that I valued the most and something I gained in the past year.
So being in Taylor's AKPK was actually one of the biggest stepping stones for me. So the experiences I had managing events, creating PR work and marketing work, that will definitely help me gauge through my degree and also my career in the future, hopefully.
After experiencing having to organize different types of events, from talk series to game nights, chill sessions, panel discussions to even podcasts, I would say I'm definitely more well-versed in these aspects, and I believe that the skill sets I've acquired by being a part of Taylor's AKPK will definitely allow me to excel and gain more achievements in the future.
What are you waiting for?
Join us at Taylor's AKPK Club.
We hope to see you in our future events. Bye!
Wow, I enjoyed that video. It was great knowing that Taylor's AKPK Club provided an opportunity for self-development for the previous board. And I'm pretty sure the new board will have a chance at improving and sharpening their skills as well. Speaking of the new board, it's actually time to introduce the Executive Committee and Board of Directors for the term 2021-2022. With that, I'd like to welcome the newest president of Taylor's AKPK Club, Limni, to introduce the new board, give her speech, and share some of the club's upcoming plans. But before that, a little bit about her. Limni is a third-year student in Taylor's University, majoring in accounting and finance, with a side interest in social media and digital marketing. Aside from advocating financial literacy amongst youths, Limni is also the vice president for Taylor's Nature Club, where she raises awareness on environmental issues and climate change. Now, let's welcome Limni. Limni, the floor is yours.
Hi, thank you, Jonathan, for the sweet introduction. So I'm actually very excited for all you guys to be here. Following that, I'd like to introduce my team, the new EXCO BOT for the 2021 and 2022 term. So let's start with our own Vice President, Ms. Aisha Firdaus. We also have our Secretary, Ms. Denise Chang, and our Treasurer, Mr. Harith Rahim. Moving on, let's introduce our events team, which consists of Nazira, Jed, and Jeremy. In our newest addition, the editorial department, headed by Azza, joined by Chan Wingzi and Chan Jiawan. All right, next up, we have our members development duo, Rayanne and Kelly. Last but not least, our very own PR department, Eunice and Yin Ting. All right. I would like to personally thank our guests of honors, special guests, student leaders, representatives, family and friends for attending our recognition ceremony today. I would also like to extend my gratitude to Mr. Desmond, our very own mentor from AKPK, for his commitment and guidance in leading the first AKPK Youth Club and in advocating the importance of financial literacy amongst youth. I would also like to thank Ashwina for guiding us through the whole term. It has been an exciting and amazing journey for me to be able to serve in the 2021 term, and I'm more than honored to continue the commitments and efforts of the founding committee into advocating the importance of financial literacy for young adults in hopes for a greater chance to lead an abundance of security from an early age. We also believe that financial literacy is a core life skill for participating in modern society. Youths are emerging in an increasing complex world where they will eventually need to take charge of their own financial future. That being said, for this term, we envision Taylor's AKPK to be a pit stop for you to pick up important skill sets to develop themselves to be financially literate and to prepare for adulthood and the responsibilities. Hence, we pledge a commitment to strive for excellence, to continue the agenda, and to guide our fellow peers into a brighter and hopeful financial future. All right, let's move on to our annual action plan. Okay, as you can see there, since our last term, we had maintained one speaker series along with a casual financial podcast for every month. And for this term, we are introducing monthly financial topic with the theme of our Money Talk and Making Sense. We're also planning to include some hands-on workshop to increase the engagement with our fellow members. For September, we managed to secure a guest speaker, Mr. Fairuz, who happens to be a TikTok financial influencer, to speak for our Money Talk to discuss the importance of and implications of credit cards. We want to provide the knowledge and create a consensus among youths on how to use a credit card responsibly. So for those who are interested today, feel free to scan the QR code there to sign up. All right. Besides that, we are also planning a whole month dedicated to entrepreneurship and small business to provide better understanding of the concept of entrepreneurialism and the importance of economic and financial literacy for a startup. Moving on, for November, we are going to the special topic known as Women and Wealth to guide young ladies to debunk a few myths and also to effectively encourage women to be financially independent while still being able to make appropriate financial decisions. Of course, we'll not be stopping here, as we believe the importance of financial literacy to youth. We'll be extending our agenda to our CSR, where we approach government schools and NGOs to reach out to underprivileged kids. We'll be hosting a full-day workout for these children to learn about the importance of budgeting, savings, and spending. Our current partners for this event are Ms. Kimberly, Mr. Ryan, and Mr. Yuwa, licensed financial consultants from IPP Financial Group, to guide and educate these children to be financially literate. Last but not least, we're also planning to host member bonding sessions where we can interact and engage with the Taylor's community while providing support on other matters. I hope all of you guys have enjoyed these mini sharing sessions of ours today, and I hope you have a great day. Passing back to you, Jonathan.
Thank you so much, Limni. And once again, congratulations on being the newest president of Taylor's AKPK. And we all here wish you the best of luck in this new term. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the Taylor's AKPK recognition ceremony for today. Thank you once again to our guest of honor, Encik Azadin, and our special guests, Mr. Jana Ronson and Professor Dr. Kong Kok Wei. And a very big thank you to everyone who attended today to show your support to Taylor's AKPK Club. We hope you had a great time today, and to keep up to date to Taylor's AKPK Club's upcoming events, do follow us on Instagram at taylors.akpk and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Taylor's AKPK Club. You're all welcome to stay back for a very interesting networking session where several clubs and societies will present what their clubs are all about. So dear guests, the networking session will actually begin shortly, and thank you for staying back if you chose to stay back, and we hope you enjoyed what we've planned so far. Do stay tuned.